people. Good afternoon to you all. What a strike by Casemiro. Brazil won, Switzerland nil. That was a very tough game. But yeah, big up to everyone. Big up to everyone in the chat. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And I really appreciate the support. With me to review the Brazil game, and then we're gonna look back as well. The two amazing games today between Cameroon and Serbia. Finished 3-all, 6 goals, and then Korea versus Ghana as well. Another amazing game. What today? Today, World Cup day. Unbelievable. This is why we love the beautiful game. And now that strike from Casemiro. Honestly, oh my God, what a strike. It had to be like that. 2-on block, Switzerland. Had an amazing game. So today with me, for the very first time, I've got a very special guest, Boyan. Welcome to my channel. It's a pleasure to have you. What a strike by Casemiro. I mean, what a finish. It had to be this way to unblock Switzerland. Switzerland was well organized, doing really, really well. But then Casemiro decided to start moving forwards once Bruno Guimaraes come on. And then he was the one. With so many quality up front, so many strikers that Brazil has, it had to be a centre defensive midfield to unblock this Switzerland. But yeah, what was your thoughts about the game and this Brazil win, my man?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on your show, and I want to greet all of your viewers and future viewers and all of your fans, and to say very good job for keeping up your good work. But for the game, it was a similar game to that one of Brazil and Serbia in the first half. The Brazil was attacking, Switzerland was defending. But the biggest difference, Switzerland was better in keeping the Brazil from creating a good and great chances, in front of the goal, and that was the key point of the whole match. But as you said, unbelievable goal, unbelievable team action from Brazil, and then the finish from Casemiro. It's like from your school courtyard, or when we are kids and when we are playing football. That first strike, that volley, that amazes us all. So yeah, beautiful game in true form from that strike alone.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, and Ashley, you made a good point in there. First half basically looked like Brazil, Serbia. Serbia well organized, tried to defend. Like Switzerland today. Switzerland looked really, really good, well organized. I'm not saying they create. There was threat in Brazil. There wasn't. I didn't think they actually had one goal on shore. I don't think even Serbia had against
Oh,
Brazil.
no, Serbia didn't have any a single shot towards the goal. I think no,
Yeah,
towards
and
towards the target.
yeah, but when you look at this Switzerland, right? Switzerland is always a tough team to beat. It's always Switzerland in this kind of tournaments. Switzerland always make hard for everyone. There always seems to be a very tough team to beat. And today we saw again well organized. But at the second half, I thought when Bruno Guimaraes come on, he changed Bruno with Fred. I thought that completely changed the game. Brazil had a goal disallowed, Richarlison at the beginning of
Yeah,
the play, just before Vinicius scored, Richarlison was offside. Fair play to the VAR, that was a good call. But
yeah,
then you
that's
could
great.
tell that when Bruno Guimaraes come on, Bruno Guimaraes was holding the midfield better than Fred was doing, and also Fred was in with yellow card as well. So Brazil manager Tite, he didn't want to take any risks, but it was a massive difference today. Seeing Brazil with Neymar and Brazil without Neymar is a different gravy. Unfortunately, Brazil still has a low quality, but they're not the same. And also we saw when Antonio come on as well, Gabriel Jesus, fresh legs, fresh skills. Brazil was keep pushing forwards, but then Switzerland always well organized. The only time that every man wasn't marking, all every man from Switzerland wasn't marking Brazil man was that Casemiro. Basically, he was on his own inside the box, and what a strike! But yeah, look, this group is been crazy. We had Serbia already draw with Cameroon, and everything's going to be decided into the last game. And also, I said this on my previous show that it goes head to head, but he's not head to head. It goes goal difference first, and then will decide.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Then if the goal difference are the same, then it will be decided as
That is
head
head to
to
head.
head. So when you look now, right, when you actually look, Brazil 6 points. I cannot see Cameroon's beating Brazil by 2 or 3 goals. Then Switzerland has to beat like Serbia by I think 2, 3. Sorry, about I think it's 4 goals. I mean, it has to happen a lot, a lot. Basically, a miracle for Brazil not to go through. For me, basically, Brazil is through. Definitely one of the favorites
Yeah,
to go.
that is the finished story. That is the finished story.
Yeah,
Will finish as the top team of this group. They have the last match against Cameroon. I think that manager Tite will select the players that not have played that much of time during the first 2 games, but still they will want to prove to him that they have the quality for the later stages of the tournament. So I think that Brazil will also beat Cameroon at the third game of the group stage, and also because as we have seen, I don't want to say that Cameroon doesn't have a quality, but they have a big flaws in their back line. They are usually exposed. They have a during the today's game against Serbia, you could always see that the Cameroon team has a big and huge gap or the hole at the midfield of the pitch, and that I think that Brazil will exploit that in
mm,
full of the matter. That will be the key difference in that game. But also, this group is crazy, man. Everything will be
yeah,
decided
definitely.
for the second
So
spot in the last game.
yeah, so
So that's
Boyan,
football.
yeah, definitely. Boyan, what do you make of course, seeing Brazil today with our Neymar? What do you make of this
Yeah,
Brazil? There's still a lot
we,
of
we yeah we were talking on Instagram today, and I threw out that point that when there is not Neymar, on the pitch, Brazil has a problem to move the ball from the back to the front line of the pitch. He's that man that connects everything. And you made a point when
very
Bruno
true.
Guimaraes came to the pitch. He was the man that was transitioning the ball from the back line to the front line of the Brazil attack. And that was proven. That was a great decision by the manager Tite. They scored the goal, was offside, but then also they were pushing forward. They were a lot better in coming in the danger zone of in front of the Switzerland goal. So yeah, that was a great decision by Tite to bring in Bruno Guimaraes during the second half at around 50th minute, 60th. It doesn't matter, but yeah, Neymar is the key man. He's
Oh
key
yeah,
man
definitely.
for that Brazil side. They were blank, blank, just blank in the first half. They were nothing, There was not a single great chance by them. They were dominant in the possession. Okay, you would expect it from a technical side as is Brazil, but what? To what point? There was no
Yeah,
goals. There was not a big chance created by Brazil in the first half. But in the
yeah,
second,
definitely. I mean, first half Brazil couldn't really create anything from back from the back line to the middle line. Up front with Neymar is completely different, and they did had one chance that Rafinha crossed then Vinicius.
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, I forgot
He
all about that.
missed, but it wasn't that that Brazil you expect still with Neymar. Like I said, Brazil with Neymar is still good, but it's not the same gravy. So before we move into the big, the key moments of this game, I'm gonna go through in the chat because we've got quite a lot of people in here. Big up to Triguna. Really appreciate the support. It says do Brazil. And also my man in here has it says great video, my brother. Vamos, like and subscribe. Yes, my brother, you know it. Really appreciate the support. And Triguna says some class games today, and we still got an amazing game to looking for in about an hour. Cristiano Ronaldo versus Luis Suarez. Yeah, that should be very, very interesting, and hopefully for a great game. And also, as I say, it's great channel, best. Really appreciate the support, my brother. Always showing so much love and support, and I can't thank you enough. And Casemiro on fire, yes. Casemiro, absolutely. He had an amazing game against Serbia. I think I gave him man of the match against Serbia. I think I did. He was
Yeah,
very, very important. And today, he might deserve man of the match again because he had an amazing game. I know Brazil
so strong
defend.
physically, so strong physically, so
Yeah.
dominant on the ball. Unbelievable,
And
unbelievable
also,
player.
he says Antonio and Casemiro definitely. Antonio come on really good, creating chance on the right side,
Yeah,
putting
really
some
dangerous,
balls in the
really
box.
dangerous. He bring he delivered that player that was needed on the right hand side.
Yes.
Rafinha
It's so
looks
much.
tired for me.
There's
He looks
so
tired
much
for me.
quality. So
Yeah,
much
so much
quality
on the
now.
bench. Not just the starting lineup today, but the bench is on fire, as Hamza likes to say. On fire. It really was on fire. Whoever you want to bring in the game, it's
Yeah.
for Martinelli, Anthony, Jesus. Whoever. We will get the quality player. We will get the quality performance that was proven today.
Yeah, for sure. And also, yes, as I say, it's like best on YouTube. Really appreciate the support. And yeah, we've got 16 people watching us now. If you could please smash the like, and I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. This don't cost you anything. Only takes 3 seconds. And also, True Gunner says, even with not Neymar, Brazil played this. And yeah, I mean, Brazil
Yeah,
still played okay. They did their job. They won. But it's not the same with Neymar, that's for sure. This is one of Brazil's best stats for World Cup for many, many years. Very true. And as I say, Brazil are dangerous, of course, too much quality. Antonio should start more better than Gabriel Jesus. And usually, Brazil plays with Rafinha on the right side. And also, he says Vinicius Junior he's a good player, very, very good player. Fred is poor. I think Fred is very, very poor. I do not rate Fred. I just think Fred is just a waste of a footballer. Antonio's on fire always. They should have played the goal Martinelli, coming from an Arsenal fan. And Casemiro and Antonio were amazing. There was. And then here coming from Molina, big up to you. Really appreciate the support. Says Brazil making Unganga black zero all you. I don't know what he means that, but big up to you, my man. Joshua, always supporting me. Big shout out to my man Ferreira. Everyone in this live stream, make sure like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Love the content. Big up. Really appreciate it. Big up to you, my brother. And Trigon says Brazil defense has also improved immensely to previous recent years. Yeah, I mean Brazil defense. You've got the old Thiago Silva. The old he gets, the better he gets next to Marquinhos. But the key, I think, the key for Brazil to improve their defense, like they have improved, is having that kind of quality in front of it, like Casemiro, right? I mean, I just think Casemiro, we saw that against Serbia, how important he was. And today again, I mean, he's just Casemiro. This is why this guy was at Madrid for so long. He won so many trophies with Madrid, and he also playing well for Manchester United now. What a player he is. And Sonia says a big up to you, my love. Says Vamos Portugal. And also, where is Scott? Your streams are too much better with Scott. I don't know where Scott. Let's hope Scott will be in here soon. But yeah, look, my man, that it was a tough game. At the end of the day, it was a tough game. We expect that. Switzerland always making tough to everyone. Of course, their goal was because they beat Cameroon in the first game, right? They knew
yeah,
if they draw to Brazil today would have been very, very important to get a draw today, going into the last game with less pressure against Serbia. But still, if they manage to get a draw on the last game and then Brazil beats
yeah, true.
Cameroon, they will probably, yeah, they will go through. And but it was a good performance overall by Switzerland. I like the way they played today, the way they was organized as well, and I mean, they're playing against Brazil. Against Brazil, you're just gonna have to pray and you know pray for luck. It's just too much quality in that Brazil squad. It took time. What Brazil scored in the 83 minute. Like we've said already, what a strike by Casemiro. Brazil clearly dominate, but Brazil wasn't create the chances that we expect them
Yeah,
to create.
that's
They,
when
um,
you do it, you know.
yeah, they did create more chances against Serbia. They had
Yeah,
better.
they were so
Uh,
dominant. I thought that the game will end like 5-0 for Brazil. They were so dominant from the like 70th to the final whistle of the game. It's from the 70th minute to the final whistle of the game. But I really, really was thinking that Brazil would score like 3 or 4 goals more. We had a crossbar, we had two posts, we had great goalkeeping by Vanja Milinkovic Savic that keep the goal of the Serbia much safer than it would be in some other cases. But what a great side, what a great side, and I hope that Neymar will return for them. But as one of your fans said, still they're excellent side without Neymar or with him.
yeah, we know the thing is with Neymar. The injury he has on his ankle. I said that yesterday. Neymar ankle looks like the size of his head is so
Yeah,
massive. That's a big injury as well, and that's that kind of injury that usually takes you so long, more than they expect. Because apparently Neymar was only going to miss, today's game and against Cameroon. So apparently Neymar should be back for the run of 16.
yeah. That
I
these are the news.
Yes. Do you believe that Neymar will be back for the run of 16 with that kind of injury he has? If he doesn't recover properly, you will feel that injury whenever you make a jump, whenever you feel that feet with the
Yeah,
ankle, you will definitely feel, because that's kind of injury. I've played football before. I had that injury as well before, and it took me more than probably 4, 5, whatever, how many weeks it took me to get back into the game. I know nowadays, you got everything. They seem to just like get back from injury quicker than, all days before. But what do you make of Neymar? Do you still, when you look at this Brazil, right? I think, like I said this before the tournament, and I was in a podcast with you as well the other night, and clearly we're seeing this Brazil, probably the biggest favorite out there, as everyone's saying, and I do believe that Brazil at least will reach to the same to the final. But without Neymar now, if Neymar doesn't get 100% fit into the game, like we've seen, like Serbia. For me, Serbia has so much quality, but today was a game where you still have players injured, players that is not fair, and in the last 20 minutes of the game, most of the Serbia like players basically there was just two players dead, begging for a change, and that clearly affects Serbia today, because Serbia's gone into this World Cup with a lot of players that basically was injured from their clubs, and he's really affecting the service. So if Neymar actually gets back fit, and can you see Brazil win? Is Brazil the biggest favorite?
right now, I would say at the first, before the World Cup started, I was saying to all my friends, Brazil are the favorites and Argentina, but I also saw how France, even without some of the key players, they are excellent, man. And now I've somewhat changed my mind, and I'm thinking like, wow, France can do it. They can defend the title first time from the round 1962 when the Brazil did it one, once in the history of football. When the Brazil defended their title of the world champion. So for now, I think that the France has the upper hand on Brazil, and when you calculate in that Neymar is injured, we don't know if he will recover. We don't know because, of course, they will not put that in the media. How serious is that injury? Are the ligaments torn too much? Was that just a kick? Or are those are or that is the torn ligaments? We don't know, but I think that Brazil have a much bigger chance if Neymar is fully fit, But we will see. We will see. They are saying that he will, as you said, he will come back for the round of 16. We'll see. The time will show. I hope that he will return because Brazil has a lot better chance to make something in the knockout stage.
Yeah, definitely. So today, going back to today's game, right? For you, what was the key moment today in the game that it lead Brazil to another victory?
For me, but as we said it before, the introducing of someone that can carry the ball from the defensive part of the game to the offensive part of the game. No, and that guy was Bruno Guimaraes. No, that was the for me absolute key moment of the game when the Brazil started making serious threats to the goal of Switzerland. That was the key moment. Okay, we had, as you mentioned to me, and they had one great chance when Vinicius missed the shot, or Sommer kept it out from the goal when Rafinha sent him that long ball to the Vinicius Junior. But still, they were not making a lot of big chances. But the key moment was introducing someone that can deliver that passes from the back line to the front line to the four offensive players that Brazil had today. Rafinha, Richarlison, Vinicius Junior, and Paqueta. So that was key moment for me. And taking out, as you said, taking out the threat. For me also, I don't know why Tite might know it better for why he called him out. Brazil is the factory of talent. I'm sure that they have a lot better players than him. I'm not saying that he's the someone that doesn't know how to play football, but I don't understand the inclusion of him in this great Brazil side.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree with you. The key moment today was bringing on Bruno Fernandes and also gave more freedom to Casemiro. And you saw that Casemiro was actually moving forwards while
Yeah,
Bruno Guimaraes was
yeah,
actually controlling that midfield. Also, Paqueta came off at half time. He came off for Rodrigo to come on. And I'm not
yeah.
sure.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure if Paqueta was injured or now. He just come off at half time for for Rodrigo to come on. And yeah, but definitely that for me, and you agree as well, and you said that the key moment of the game was, Bruno Guimaraes coming on for Fred. Like we've mentioned, he's just I do not understand why Fred plays at this level, why Fred plays for, one of the biggest club in the world for Manchester United. He's that kind of player. You will not understand
he
why.
loses too much goals. He loses too much goals. For me at least. For me, I don't know if you agree,
I
but
agree with you. Yeah. He gives the
his
ball too many times
decision
away.
making in that crucial seconds, his decision making is for me is very very poor or very weak at least. I don't see him as a lead player that needs to play in that position for Brazil. In that central midfield. In up front of Casemiro. So I'm not. I don't know why he's there. I don't want to spat on the guy. And to spat on his career, but you see me why he's there.
Yeah, I know. It's like I said, it's that kind of player we will not never understand why plays in the big clubs, yeah, for big teams and at this high level. But look, he's what he is. But yeah, if you had to give a man of the match today, right? Who would you give you man of the match today? So I had between two players. For me, it had to be Casemiro, not only
Of
for the
course,
goal.
not just no, yeah, not just for goal.
Yes, not only because he scored a goal, and also, he was very important, like he has been. He was very good as well against Serbia, and also the centre back who plays for Manchester City for Switzerland, Akanji. He was very, very good today. Akanji today was everywhere
Yeah, he
today.
was a
I mean,
beast. He was giving so much trouble to the Vinicius. It was very hard for Vinicius to use his speed against Akanji because Akanji's movement and positioning was superb today. He was
yeah.
very, very good today.
But yeah, I will give Mamonov the match to Casemiro, that's for sure. Just
Yeah,
because,
I will agree with you. Yeah, I
yeah.
will agree.
But then if the game would have finished 0-0, I would have gave to Akanji definitely.
Yeah,
100%. He had an
that is
amazing.
that would be the tiebreaker. No, that
Yeah,
would
like
be the
you
tie.
said, basically he pocketed Vinicius, Richarlison as well. I mean, he was everywhere today.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was just defending all the time.
Richarlison was non-existent today as well.
Yeah,
I think
def-
that Gabby was a much better player when he came on in the game. For Gabriel, for
yeah,
Richarlison. I
yeah.
think he
Uh-huh.
was much better player.
Yeah, Richarlison had a good game against Serbia. Scored 2 goals. That second goal, absolute beautiful.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe the goal of the tournament.
Yeah, but fair play to Switzerland today. That was well organized. They did really,
Yeah,
really.
very well.
I actually enjoy watching the organization today. That was really good. Like I said, and it's not easy to stop a team like Brazil. I said this before the World Cup, and I keep saying this. Like every stream that I've done for this World Cup so far, I still think Brazil and France. This is why I predict Brazil and France to play in a final. I think Brazil and France overall as a team. There's a lot of nations out there with good squads. Too much talent, but overall,
Yeah.
as a team, I think Brazil and France are just one step above everyone else, right?
But there are a lot of teams at this World Cup that have an excellent starting lineup. But Brazil and France, the whole team, every single player that gets on the pitch brings something new and brings great quality. That is the key ingredient for winning, and the team spirit, of course. The Croatia showed
Yeah,
that in Russia
definitely.
2018.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, overall, this Brazil overall as a team, Brazil is magic.
From head to toe, man, from head to toe.
Yeah, France as well. France has so much talent, but I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's football. Anything can happen, and
Of course.
this is why we love the beautiful game. Look, today, Serbia, we're going to just move quickly back to Serbia game today. Serbia, 1-0 down, first half. It wasn't, there was all over the place, making a lot of mistakes. But then in 3 minutes, they went half time, you know, with 2-1 up, right? Lead at half time, you thought, second half, Serbia will damage this Cameroon.
Yeah.
Second half, they score 3-1, but then all of a sudden, in 3 minutes, Cameroon's, you know,
Unbelievable.
scored 2 goals, 3-all, and then both teams had chances. Serbia, like I said, Serbia looked so tired today. Some of their players, you clearly can tell they're not fit, and that really damaged Serbia. But after that draw, as you support Serbia, I know you're from Bosnia, but you really support Serbian. You follow Serbian football. You have so much knowledge about football and also Serbia. What what do you expect Serbia in the next game? Do you believe still Serbia will qualify?
Well, I believe as a fan first, but then I also believe that they have a quality in them to do so. As you have seen, okay, Switzerland, they are really top quality team. They are very well organized, but they lack goals, man. They really lack goals. They really lack creating those big and key chances. That is not the case for Serbia. And I hope the biggest threat for Serbia is if Strahinja Pavlic doesn't recover. He is Serbia's best center back, and he proven that today. The young center back from Salzburg. I think that this tournament will be this stepping stone for him in career. I think that during the winter he will make a great transfer. He's shown that has a quality. And the bringing back of Kostic, unbelievable player. Everything that was threatening was coming from his left side, and the ability and the strength and the physical preparation that man has to cover that 80-yard line, during the whole match, coming back from injury, unbelievable, unbelievable. And also the biggest mistake was we must give that credit to the national team manager Stojkovic. As you said, the players were absolutely shocked. They were absolutely tired. They were with their eyes. They were begging, please, please substitute me out. Please take me out from the pitch. But and I think that the substitution that came, they needed to come earlier in the game, and Serbia needed to first they needed to substitute Mitrovic. He wasn't giving anything in the attack in the defensive part of attack. When you need to pressure the back line of Cameroon. So those are some key things that happened today in Serbia. Oh, of course, I'm not downgrading the success of Cameroon. Excellent counter attacks, excellent goal, wonder goal from Vincent Abubakar. Him from Portugal when he played at Porto. So
Yeah.
from a neutral standpoint, brilliant game. From a standpoint, it was
Yeah.
disaster.
Definitely, I agree with you, Boyan. I agree with you about Switzerland. I do think they're well organized. They've always been well organized. They do defend well, but I don't think they have much threat going forward. And with this Switzerland, and compared to Serbia going forwards, yeah, so much quality. But you saw today that
Yeah, lacking in defense.
Cameroon, yeah, every single Cameroon goal today, especially the last two, the backline four was just absolutely shocking.
Broken,
Yeah,
shattered,
leaving
all over the place.
leaving Abubakar, basically on his own, keeping him on side. And yeah, I mean Serbia. I said this before the World Cup start, right? I said I do right Serbia. I think Serbia has so much quality, but their defense, so much quality going forwards, but their defense is not great. This is the biggest problem that Serbia has, and we clearly have seen this, like Serbia quality in defense. We've seen this in this World Cup, right? They already conceded in 2 games. They conceded 5 goals already, but today was just too much. You cannot give that much space. You cannot lose that concentration if you want to make into the run of
Make something.
16.
Yeah, of course.
And I do believe that Switzerland, with the way they played against Cameroon and they play against Brazil today, they probably will just hold for a draw or even just beat Serbia.
Yeah, it's also my thinking.
I mean, it's very hard to predict, but it's before the World Cup start, I predict Serbia to go through, but I can't actually see, Serbia going through because I do
It will
think
be
that.
very hard for them to score against Switzerland.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that. It's just
Defensive line. When sometimes in the game you see that at the Switzerland at their back line you have six players that are organized, that played together for like 5 or 6 years. Now it will be very hard for Serbia to break that line when Switzerland is defending. So it will be, as I said, and I will repeat it, Serbia will score a goal very hard. It will be very hard for them.
Yeah, that should be an interesting game. Definitely,
It will be. I think also that.
yeah, I'm actually looking forward to watch the Serbia Switzerland because Serbia needs to win. Serbia
Yeah.
all or nothing. So let's see. Hopefully, another game like we saw today. 6 goals between Cameroon and Serbia. What a game! So the next game is Brazil against Cameroon. What do you expect? An easy win from Brazil? A tough win? What is your thoughts and predictions for the last game, Brazil?
I think I said it earlier in the podcast, in this live review. I said it. I think that Brazil will win. It will be not as easy because I think that the Tite will rest some of the players, but I also think that Brazil won, and they needed that to finish at the top of the group with the maximum number of points. I think that it is something big for Brazil. We are a footballing nation. We want to be the best. We want to be the first with everything on our side. With everything won, from games to the points to the goals. So I think that they will attack. I also think that Brazil will not give up on their offensive game. And yes, I think that Brazil will win against Cameroon.
Yeah, I think Brazil will probably smash them by 3-4-0 because this Cameroon side, they're not looked any good organized, right? I think Cameroon is all over the place. Too many old players as well.
The goals that they scored against Serbia, I'm sorry for interrupting you. It was all from Serbia mistakes.
Yes,
It was not from their game, from their playing time. as I would say. It was all from mistakes of Serbia backline. From that corner, you saw the guy that scored it. He was unmarked, as Vincent Abubakar later in the second
yeah, yeah,
half. So those were all Serbia easily given mistakes. So
mm,
they're okay, top notch for exploiting those mistakes. But as you
yeah.
have seen, I don't think that Cameroon has the quality to defeat Brazil. It's just
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I don't think, unless a miracle happens, but like you said, Titi will most likely make few changes into the last game, but still, Brazil squad is just too good.
Unbelievable.
And I believe that Brazil will definitely beat Cameroon, probably by 2 or 3 goals. And yeah, Brazil will, as we expect, finish top of the group, and Brazil, biggest favorite in this World Cup. But let's quickly look ahead into Portugal, Uruguay. We had an amazing game. Ghana beat Korea. What a game that was! Do you know
Also
what?
unbelievable, unbelievable scenes.
Yes, I
Kudus,
enjoy
what a
watching.
player. What
I
a player.
enjoyed watching the Cameroons against Serbia today, but I thought, I saw a better football game today between Korea against Ghana. Was better to watch. Of course, both games was amazing to watch. Right, we had everything. We had drama. We had goals. We had too many goals. We had golazos, like we said, great finishes.
Yeah.
But that Korea against Ghana was what a football match that was. Absolutely genius. But before we move into, of course, I'm going to check Portugal lineup against Uruguay, and we're going to give quickly our thoughts and predictions. We've got 28 people watching us now. That's a lot of people. Please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I really appreciate the support. Means a lot to me. And if you could smash the like as well on this video, that massively helps. And big up to everyone. I'm just going to go quickly in the chat. I've got a few comments in here. Onto the ball, big up to you, my man. He says Bombasso, that Casemiro, that was a Bombasso. What a strike by Casemiro. And he says, Casemiro's strike was filthy. That was definitely sexy finish, that was. Sonia says, I was waiting for you, Scott. Please, if Portugal win today, please come to Jose's stream. Let's see. He's still, he's been drinking at the weekend. He's still a hangover. So let's see if he's going to recover by after the Portugal game. And also, Sonia says, I think I will get drunk today if Portugal lose. Let's wait and see. It should be another good game. We've got 35 people watching us now. Big up to everyone. Really appreciate the support. Please remember to subscribe if you're new. And also Sonia says, Casemiro, I think she's mean Casemiro was man of the match today. I gave to Casemiro, Boyan gave to Casemiro as well. And come on, support your country a bit. I don't know who she's talking to. And also, Frankly Cap, big up to you, my man says, good day, mate. Interesting games today. I can say I've been enjoying the World Cup. But behind sides, my team, lol. He's from Mexico. Big up to you, my brother. Good to see you again. And I will be back again after the Uruguay Portugal. Should be an interesting game. And yeah, thank you everyone that is watching this stream. I really appreciate the support always. And I can't thank you guys enough. And also, Boyan to come along was a pleasure. He knows it's my pleasure to have him. Hopefully, he can come along as many times he wants. He will always be welcome to my channel. But Boyan, let's quickly look into Uruguay Portugal lineup, right?
I will also use my phone.
Yeah,
So
Portugal has made few changes since the first game against Ghana. Portugal beat them 3-2, and also Uruguay has made some changing since their draw against Korea. So, what is your thoughts as you check in the lineup now? What is your thoughts for this game, Portugal Uruguay? I mean, the two favorites to go through from Group H should be an interesting game, but Uruguay knows how important it is
no,
today.
they disappoint me a little in the game against Ghana. I thought that they will be much better team in that game. I thought that they will create a lot more chances. I also thought that they will be winners of that match. No, they were playing against South Korea. My apologies to all of your viewers, but man, we were discussing it on the podcast or earlier on the footy, and we were saying, Uruguay might have a chance to go all the way to the finishing line, or semifinals at least. But now, watching them in the first game, I don't see that. It's okay. It's only one game. I understand it, but honestly, mate, I don't see it. Portugal, on the other hand, they were good. They were decent. They were much more than decent. I wasn't expecting, with everything happening around them and with Cristiano Ronaldo, and he was. I liked that part in him. He was always supporting his teammates. He was always present there. He was always shouting to them, giving them advices, and still, I think that Portugal, at least you're better than me. At least they have a good team spirit, and also they have a very very quality team. But today, I think that Portugal will win with the difference of let's say 2-1. I will say 2-1 because I want to see goals. But
Mhm.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the first game is always a tough one. It's always everyone goes into the first game nervous, and you
Yeah,
clearly saw, Uruguay against Korea. It wasn't a great game to watch, but
no, very bad for me at
yeah,
least.
and Portugal against Ghana as well. Portugal wasn't good in the first half. First half was still 0-0, and that second half, the only difference that changed Portugal against Ghana was Cristiano Ronaldo penalty that clearly unblocked the game, and then after that we saw a game with
Three
five
four.
goals, and Ghana already showing, they score already 5 goals in 2 games in the World Cup. That was a massive win from them today. They will play the last game against Uruguay. If Uruguay loses today, they still can go through if they beat Ghana in the last game and Portugal helps and beats Korea as well. I mean, it's all like his goal difference is not head to head. Head to head will always come to second. Is goal difference, right? I thought it was head to head, but it's not.
And also, I was of that thinking that it was the head that was decider or tiebreaker, as you like.
Yeah, but the thing is like Uruguay. You look at Uruguay squads, you look at Portugal squads. Definitely the two best squads in this group. Group H, we thought Portugal and Uruguay should both go through. At least they both to beat Ghana and Korea. But look, Portugal has only just beat Ghana to 3-2. A tough game. Uruguay draw to Korea is a massive, massive game for Uruguay today because Portugal already won, right? So Uruguay needs to go out there and win. Because if
Yeah,
Uruguay loses today, honestly, I do believe that Uruguay will most likely be knocked out in the group stage. And I expect Uruguay probably to be one of the surprises in the World Cup. They they did not surprise me. They did not play good in the first game against Korea. But like I said, is what you expect. This is why in this match two now you're seeing better games now. You're seeing teams more open, teams going for it because teams need to win right after the first game. Look Argentina, first game lost. Look at German, first game German lost. Then yesterday they had a better game against like second half was good and they knew how important it was not to lose against Spain. That it's going as along with Portugal and Uruguay. Few changes for both sides, but we still expect a lot of quality from these two nations. I think Portugal overall probably has one of the best squads in this World Cup. Too many quality in each position. They have players that play at top clubs at high level, and but look, is World Cup. Anything can happen. We've seen a few surprises, like we've saw today already. A few comebacks, crazy games, and
beautiful day, beautiful Monday.
sorry.
Yeah, it was beautiful day today, for football. It was
Oh
beautiful
yeah,
Monday.
as a
Beautiful
football
Monday.
fan, definitely. And for this game, I expect to be a very very tough game, and I can't see finish a draw, right? Even so, I know Uruguay needs to win, but there's too much quality on the Portugal side,
Yeah,
and
I also think that.
he may end up finish a draw, and then Uruguay takes into the last game to decide against Ghana. But Ghana already show against Portugal, and today they can damage anyone. They can score goals because they do have some quality, and it's interesting. Match two, last games. last game from match 2 is tonight between Portugal and Uruguay, and then from tomorrow we have match 3, the games that will decide a lot, will decide the round of 16, and from then we clearly gonna see, as we probably predict before the World Cup start, from the round of 16, we're clearly gonna see who will make into the semi, to the final, most likely who's gonna win. I'm not changing my mind. I still think Brazil and France are the 2 favorites, and I think between Brazil or France will win. But who knows, my man? Like you said, football, anything can happen. This is why we love the beautiful game. And
because of the unpredictability, yeah. Because
def-
that's unpredictability, that is the key moment in every game. And that is the reason that we fall in love with this game. Who,
100.
who thought that Cameroon will score? And I'm talking as a fan of Serbia. Who thought that Cameroon will score in 3 minutes and make this game such a crazy game that it was in the end? So yeah, that's the
Definitely.
reason that we love the game.
This is the beautiful part of the game. So we've got 43 people watching now. As now, it would be nice if you're new to the channel, could subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and also smash the like on this video. So I'm gonna go through the last comments in here just before we go, because I'm gonna get ready to start and watching Portugal and Uruguay. We'll kick off in about 10 minutes. So frankly, Cam says both of these teams need to put in a performance. They've been a bit underwhelming. I mean, I agree with you, because I don't think Uruguay had a good performance. They even had a shot on target against Korea, and also Portugal against Ghana. It wasn't an amazing performance from Portugal. Okay, second half they scored 3 goals, but they won the game, was the most important thing. As the most important thing in the first game is to win. Going into the second game will take less pressure from you. Like Uruguay, I'm sure that everyone will agree that Uruguay today has more pressure than Portugal, because Uruguay hasn't won. Portugal already, won a game, 3 points. So yeah, look, people, big up to everyone. Boyan, anything you want to say to everyone? Anyone that you want them to follow you on social media or anything? I know you haven't got a YouTube channel just yet. We still got 47 people watching us. Crazy numbers. It's always typical, always the
At the end,
yeah. But yeah, Boyan, a massive thank you to you. Really appreciate you coming along. It was good to have you, good chat. And yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people enjoy us. We had a lot of people in the chat, and that was good review from Brazil and Switzerland, and into the next game as well, into the next rounds. But yeah, anything you want to say, my man, just before we go? I give you.
I just want to thank you for having me today, and I want to say hello to all of your fans, and to say keep up with our dear football Ferreira. Keep watching him, keep supporting him. He's a great guy, as you can see, and that is that. Enjoying the world in the rest of the World Cup, everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And I really appreciate for your kind words. And yeah, people, I will be back straight after the Uruguay Portugal for another match review. And on your way out, if you could do a massive favor, subscribe if you're new, and also like this video. And I can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support. And enjoy the Portugal Uruguay. And I'm sure I will, and I will be back straight after the game. Much love to everyone. Ending this live stream with 37 people watching us is amazing numbers. And yeah, it just makes me, want to come back in here all the time. But much love to everyone, and thank you for the support.